All right. Court is calling 2025 CR 009599 State versus Gary Dean Aragon. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Lauren Espinoza and Megan Galloway.
Defense?
Brandon Lopez for Mr. Aragon.
And are you Mr. Aragon?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Defense has filed a motion to suppress. State, are you ready to proceed on the motion to suppress?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you stipulating that there was no search warrant or arrest warrant?
Yes, Judge.
All right. State, you may call your witness.
State calls Richard Vega.
Oh, if you'll take a seat right here, please.
Okay.
And Sylvia, do you have the little thing for him to put on? All right, there should be a square microphone up there. If you'll just place it somewhere, it's for the court reporter to hear.
Yes.
If you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
It's Richard Vega.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. How are you presently employed?
I'm a police officer for the San Antonio Police Department.
How long have you been employed with SAPD?
Around 2 years and a half.
What's your current position with SAPD?
Patrol officer.
Are you a certified peace officer?
Yes, ma'am.
What does it mean to be a patrol officer?
It means attending to call for services for San Antonio.
Were you on duty on January 25th, 2025?
Yes.
Were you in uniform?
Yes.
Were you in a marked patrol car?
Yes.
Were you patrolling on January 5th, 2025?
Yes.
What area were you patrolling?
The south side.
Were you patrolling alone?
No, I was with another officer.
Who was with you?
Officer Permiano.
Are you a field training officer?
No.
So why was Officer Permiano with you?
His field training officer was sick that day. They placed him with him.
So you said you're patrolling the south side, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What area comprises the south side patrol district?
I believe it's anything south of 90 and I-10 within 1604.
What shift were you working on January 25th, 2025?
B shift.
What are the hours of B shift?
At that time, it was 1:30 to 9:30. Yeah.
You said at that time is B shift hour. Are they different now for the B shift hours?
They just changed on Saturday. Yes, ma'am. This past
What are they now?
2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Are you familiar with a case under SAPD number 25016413?
Yes, ma'am.
What case is that?
It's gonna be. Are you talking about the offense? Possession of controlled substance PG 1 less than a gram.
How did
Okay,
you get
so I'm sorry, just a second.
Yes.
So if you could speak up a little bit for me, and if you could slow down just a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
How did you get involved in that case?
It was a self-initiated traffic stop.
Okay. What was the traffic stop for?
Expired registration.
Okay. And you said the traffic stop, what area or what street did you conduct this stop on?
It was on South Cross Boulevard.
South Cross Boulevard. Now, this area of town, is there certain crimes that are prevalent in the South Side Patrol District?
Yes, ma'am.
What kinds of crimes occur?
I'm familiar with I guess the use and distribution of narcotics, prostitution.
And regarding distribution and use of narcotics and prostitution, are there certain types of businesses that those crimes find themselves more common at than others?
Yes.
What kinds of businesses are those offenses common with?
The ones I'm familiar with are motels in
Motels.
the areas.
Are there any motels in the South Side Patrol District?
Yes.
How many would you say?
And the south side in total? Can't give you an exact number, but over 20, 30 probably.
Okay. So on this offense date, you said you were traveling on South Cross, correct?
Yes.
Are there motels along that street?
Of the intersection of South Cross and Roosevelt, yes.
Okay. Are there motels on Roosevelt?
Yes.
Okay. So you said you were patrolling, what vehicle was associated with this case?
I believe it was a SUV, an Escalade.
Uh-huh. Prior to making the stop, had you observed this Escalade during your shift?
Yes.
When?
Earlier in the day, I know it was sun out maybe 2 times, coming out of 2 different other motels.
Do you know the names of the motels?
One of them is the Everclean Motel, and the other one is the Royal Inn.
Based on your training and experience, have you encountered these motels to be associated with narcotic activity?
Yes.
What about prostitution activity?
Yes.
Okay. So when you observed this vehicle at these motels, what did you observe the vehicle doing?
I just observed the vehicle going in and coming out quickly out of both motels.
When you observed this vehicle, did you run the plates on it?
The first 2 times, no.
Why?
I had wanted to initiate a traffic stop, but our call load was busy at the time.
Okay, did you ever run the plates on this vehicle on January 25th, 2025?
Yes,
What were the results of you running the plates?
I got an expired registration.
Do you recall the month and year at which the registration expired?
I believe it was the May 2024.
Okay, and then the stop. So how long had they been expired approximately?
From that report, maybe I believe 7, 8 months.
Do you recall the time at which you observed or I guess, do you recall the time at which you conducted the traffic stop on this Escalade?
Not the exact time. I believe it was after 8 p.m.
In the evening?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you recall the day of the week?
I do not.
Okay. When you ran the plates, did you learn who the vehicle was registered to?
Yes.
Who was that?
The driver.
What was the driver's name?
Gary. Aragon.
Yes. Okay. So Gary Aragon was the driver and it was registered to him, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall the date at which, actually, I retract. So what did you do once you learned the registration was expired?
I turned on my overhead lights and initiated a traffic stop.
So at the time that you activated your lights to initiate a stop, you believed you had reasonable suspicion, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you base that determination on?
The expired registration and yeah, that's it.
What did you do once you initiated your vehicle lights?
Waited for the driver to pulled over and made contact with the driver.
Thank you. When you made contact with the vehicle, how many people were inside?
2.
Okay. You stated the male's name was Gary Aragon. Where was Mr. Aragon in the vehicle?
He was driving the vehicle.
And who was in the passenger seat?
Ms. Dobbs.
Did you tell the driver of the vehicle why you stopped him?
I do not recall.
Do you recall whether the driver ever acknowledged having expired registration?
I do not.
Do you recall where the driver said they were coming from? Or what they were doing, rather?
I believe he said that he was just driving around.
And you stated Miss Dobbs was in the passenger seat. How do you know Miss Dobbs?
I've encountered her maybe 2 times prior to that traffic stop in other traffic stops.
So prior to your encounter on January 25th, 2025, approximately how much time was it before your last encounter with Miss Dobbs?
Can't give you an exact time, but it was within 6 months for sure of that stop.
And then with your prior encounters with her, under what circumstances? You said traffic stops, but in regard to what? What circumstances do you make contact with her?
Usually it's I'm conducting traffic stops of whether it's vehicle, in those instances it was vehicles coming out of the same motels that I've had experience with when it comes to narcotics and prostitution.
Did you ever ask Mr. Aragon out of his vehicle?
Yes.
Why?
He didn't have any identification on him.
Okay, so what was the purpose of asking him out of the vehicle?
It's an officer safety thing. I asked them if I'm not able to ID them right then and there. I'm asking them to step out.
Did you detain Mr. Aragon?
I did.
Did you ask him what his relation was to Miss Dobbs?
I don't recall.
What did you do after receiving Mr. Aragon's name and date of birth?
I ran them through our CAD system.
When you ran his information through the CAD system, where was the passenger?
She was still sitting in the vehicle in the passenger seat.
Was she unattended?
She was with my partner.
What did you do after you ran Mr. Aragon's name and date of birth?
I believe I went to go talk to Ms. Dobbs.
Did Mr. Aragon tell you what he was doing with Miss Dobbs?
I don't recall.
So, state you may proceed.
Did you make contacts with Miss Dobbs, Officer Vega?
Yes.
Where did she say they were going?
I believe she said she was going back to where she lived in one of the other motels.
Do you recall the name of the motel?
I believe it was the Royal Inn.
Did she say where her and Mr. Aragon were coming from?
I believe it was another motel.
Did you observe them exiting one of the motels?
Yes.
Which one?
The Tejas motel.
Did you ask Miss Dobbs if she had any drugs on her person?
Yes.
Why?
The last encounters I've ran her before in the past through our CAD system, and she's had previous arrests for narcotics.
What was her answer to you asking if she had any drugs?
She said no.
Did you ask Miss Dobbs whether Mr. Aragon had any drugs on him?
Yes.
What was her answer?
She said yes.
Did you ask Miss Dobbs out of the vehicle?
I did.
Why?
At that point, I believe I had probable cause to search the vehicle.
What kind of drugs did Miss Dobbs say Mr. Aragon had?
I don't recall exactly what she said.
Did you ask her what quantity of drugs he had?
I don't recall.
Once you asked Miss Dobbs out of the vehicle, did you search her?
I did not.
Why not?
We have a policy for frisking and searching females officers as a male. Sorry, females in general as male officers.
So what is that policy?
That we're just not allowed to search them unless it's exigent circumstances.
Did you ask Mr. Aragon for consent to search his vehicle?
I did.
What did he answer?
He said he didn't want to answer any questions.
So at this time, did you believe you had probable cause to search the vehicle?
I did.
What did you base your determination on?
Based off the passenger saying that there was narcotics in the vehicle.
That was the only thing?
That I know of, yes.
Okay. Were you equipped with body-worn camera on January 25th, 2025?
I was.
To your knowledge, was it operating properly?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, state would move to admit what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1 into evidence for this hearing.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, State's Exhibit number 1 is admitted for purposes of this hearing.
Permission to publish, Your Honor?
Grant.
So let me do it. Let me just do it and just get on the path instead. So what this is about. I'm gonna try to make him roll down all his windows before we actually get on the. You have anyone with you? Oh, just but no one in the back seat. Okay. Also make a sense of his resent put you over is the expired restriction. Yeah, do you like you own one? Okay, so you can drive. You're allowed to? Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. Can you roll that window down for my partner? You're good. Where y'all coming from? Oh, just driving around. Just driving around? Okay. What's your first name? Huh? Leslie? Okay, where you stay at? I talked to you, right? I talked to Roy. Roy, you live there? What were you saying? Oh, you're still kicked out? Okay. Okay. All right, and then you stay with. You associate with. But you don't stay at the motels, or do you? Okay. You don't have any idea on that? Okay, can you step over? There you go, Ron, more. You just please wait for a minute. I'm just patch down for guns, right? You can throw the phone on the. I'm patching down for guns, right? You have any guns? Alright, cool. Okay, I'm sure this one for you. If you can stay in the car, you're good. Just take my car. Keep your wrist. Maybe a little uncomfortable, it's just fair. Let's go back. What's up? Verify you have the ID there. You go. Hey, let's see if we reach for anything, okay? Okay. Which person? G-A-R-Y? What's the last name? One. A-R-A-G-O-N. A-R-A-G-O-N. Date of birth? 2-8-1. 00456-743. Did you get over to him? No, wait, you said? Okay. Yeah, big fan. Let me just make sure you have the deal and feel about. What do you know? You kidding? You wish it on? Yeah, zero. Yeah, just. Alright, so you see your food. Okay. Alright, so you got me good for this. Yeah. So it's okay. I'm gonna be sure I know she's from. But the UI issues or not, I know she's from right now. So I'm gonna ask you one question. It's gonna start whether you're gonna start being honest and you wanna start lying. What do you do? Y'all insane or y'all hook up or no, she's asking for right. That's it. Every time I say it with someone, but it's always for right. So it's for right. Okay. So I'm gonna sit. So I'm gonna just get a crush. So no right here up against it.
Pausing state's exhibit at 4 minutes and 51 seconds. At this time, officer, did you believe Mr. Aragon and Miss Dobbs were engaging in criminal activity or potentially engaging in criminal activity?
I did.
What potential criminal activity did you believe they might be engaging in?
I think it was, or I believe it was a combination of prostitution and narcotics.
Resuming state's exhibit.
Yeah, I switch it. What are we up to?
Trying to get money from.
Okay, so what are we doing right now? Okay, so when you were missing.
Because the owner of the portfolio took the lead and he was there.
Okay, so where y'all coming from? You're coming from the Royal?
Well, put on down.
Okay, you were in the car before the dance house or he picked you up in the dance house? Okay, alright, would y'all go to the road? I mean the dance hall.
Oh, I'm going to finish.
There's no idea.
I don't like going.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm ready to go back to.
Okay, will you shoot up there?
Yeah.
Okay. You have any on?
Yeah.
Sure. If you see any on, you can go.
No,
Oh,
no.
nothing, who got out of the park?
No.
Well, you might say that.
No.
So what you do?
Who put it with that way? It's a simple.
Look, I'm only gonna give you one chance to be honest.
It's simple. Let's take it that way. It's not. And then put on them.
Okay.
Let's go.
Alright. Step off. However you want to step out, there's no handle on this side.
Oh.
Actually, leave your bags inside. Step out. Well, where you get something? Food. You get something? Yeah. Okay. Where? On hand. First one.
Yeah.
Another. Relax, relax. Put your bags in the car. Relax. Okay, come on again. Let's you don't have anything in your pockets?
Yeah.
What do you got? Sorry. Oh, well, but you have stuff like, okay, you're good. You take your hands off. Okay. Switch there. Relax. There you're crying. Oh, really? Alright. First hand. Go. Take care. What do you have to do? What do you have to do? Okay, no meth, heroin. Okay, you want to write some?
I really don't want to actually push the word out there. I don't know, take you to jail or
I'm gonna take you down. That's straight up. I'll be honest, bro. So obviously you were all the way with yourself, right? Okay. You were all day using that words all day. You could. I mean, I saw it. So it doesn't matter what you tell. So employment and everything. Now you just came out of the house when you said you started out last year. And you're really young. You can if you want. That's just right. You know. Give me a second. Okay, give me a second. I'm just saying right. And then, so you said you can just driving around, but you just came out of that house. Okay. So if you want to lie, you can. I'm gonna go to the vehicle. I don't wanna answer your question. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna go to the vehicle. Doesn't matter. So you want to tell me before or not? Before I go through. I don't want to answer. Okay. So there. Lean against the. Yes. Yeah, you good? Okay. I'm not gonna take your job, so relax. Okay. Okay, sit down. Yeah, if you need to pass out or whatever, let me know, okay? No, you can't. Sit down, because I have to search things. Oh, okay. It's okay, bro. Hey, sorry, one more for so that's cool. Well,
Cover six or to be honest, and different. Going to catch up the one. Okay, so TWA, every time I talk about jump down, always calling on point forward. And I'll try to return to my fortune.
Huh? Your pants? You have pants? Where they at? Yeah, go for it. Get it. President. How about Hey, you have drugs, Soto? Can I borrow one? She's good.
Closing State's Exhibit at 12 minutes and 2 seconds. Officer Vega, what were the results of your search of the vehicle?
I located a white rocky substance at the inside of the headliner of the vehicle. That's all.
What in this case?
It's kind of where the front windshield and the top part of the car above the sun visor where they meet. It was stuffed inside a cigarette box.
But so you said that where the windshield meets the visor, it was not tucked into the visor though, correct?
Not in the visor, inside the headliner on top. It was tucked inside.
Like of the actual lining of the vehicle?
Inside the lining, yes. It looked to be damaged or pulled on
Okay, and what side of the vehicle was that located on?
the driver's side.
So the driver would have care, custody, and control of that substance?
Correct.
Okay, what did the substance visually look like?
It was a white rocky substance.
Based on your training, is that substance was the substance's appearance consistent with narcotics?
Yes.
Which narcotics?
Cocaine.
During this investigation, did you ever tell another officer you did not want to search the passenger side of the vehicle?
I believe so, yes.
Why?
At that point, a couple of reasons. One, she already told me that she didn't have narcotics, and also, I believe I was already kind of zoned in on the narcotics that I located. Yeah, that's fine.
At any point, did you tell Ms. Dobbs you did not want her more involved than she had to be?
I don't recall.
Did you let Ms. Dobbs leave this investigation?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Did you ever let Ms. Dobbs leave this investigation?
At some point, yes, I did.
Why?
I believe I already had concluded my investigation after I located the narcotics.
Do you recall what time Ms. Dobbs was free to leave?
Not the exact time.
Resuming State's Exhibit at 12 minutes and 2 seconds.
What do you mean? Thursday. Go for it, babe. She's cool. He has crack. Don't go to her stuff. Okay. She's. I'm trying not to get it. Yeah. He has crack in here. Okay. Here. All right. Let's make it. He stuffs a cigarette box in there also. I think I got it. Let's turn on. Wait, don't close the truck out. Oh, I see it. It was. I need to make sure it's so. But it was. You check anything on this side here? No, I don't want to. Your one. Yeah, because she was sitting here. Oh.
So want me to try to look for that for you, and then while you look at the rest of it, we got.
Yeah, I just want to see real quick.
Or we got search. I guess on that side.
Yeah, it's still. Yeah, if you wanna just try. Yeah. That's it. I'll just go right now. So what you want me to do? You can jump in the paraphernalia if you want. That means it's not, it's. Yeah, it's great. It's so much. Yeah. The only thing is I need to make sure that it's burning. Let me do is just that.
This right.
Yeah. Can we have your paper? Nice. Yeah, any pass. You can get up and start session.
Holding seats exhibit at 15 minutes and 31 seconds. Officer Vega, did you ever recover a pipe?
I can't remember exactly.
Well, y'all were searching for a pipe in this video, weren't you?
Yes, I believe we did. I believe Officer Solorzano might have been able to get it.
Did you feel a pipe in the?
I did feel a pipe, yes.
Okay. So did you ever request for another officer to come test the narcotics?
I did.
Do you recall the time that you requested that?
The exact time I do not.
Would that information be on the key card?
It should be, yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Officer MP.
2041, she was dispatched.
And that translates to 8:41 p.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you recall the time that that officer showed up?
I do not. May I look? The 8:56. Yeah.
And do you recall what time Miss Dobbs was free to leave?
I do not know exactly. I do know it was before the officer that tested arrived.
So sometime between 8:41 and 8:56.
Correct.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm just gonna scoot over just for the sake of
Sure, no
navigating.
problem.
Officer Vega, my name is Brandon Lopez. I'm the defense attorney. I'm gonna ask you a few more questions along the lines that they're doing with the video. And then if you have any questions for me or if I'm talking too fast, tell me to stop.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna begin playing at 15:31.
Yeah, go. Hello, you can search, yeah, but. Yeah, listen. You search them on the side, but don't put them in the middle.
I can put it on top right there.
Alright, cool, I'm just gonna make sure I don't have. Yeah, you can get out yourself. It was. Nothing more? Okay, take your time. But down low. Okay, you didn't pick up any more. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, Leslie. You sure you didn't pick up any more? Okay, just that little piece. Okay, cool. Alright, here we go. You can bounce. Whenever you're ready, take your time.
So I'm gonna pause at 16:25. So officer, at this moment, you're gonna let Miss Dobbs go, correct?
Yes, sir.
And as stated previously, the reason for you letting her go was, one, she said she didn't have narcotics, and two, you were zoned in the narcotics you'd already found, correct?
Yes.
Another reason, so at this point, you haven't searched Ms. Dobbs at all?
I have not.
And earlier in the video, if you recall, you had told the court that you pulled out Mr. Aragon to search him for your safety, correct?
Frisk him, not search him.
Frisk him, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Pat him down.
Yes.
Were you not concerned in any way for your safety with Ms. Dobbs?
Yes, I'm concerned with every traffic stop.
Okay. And so why did you feel like it was unnecessary to pat down Ms. Dobbs at any point?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
Why didn't you feel it was ever necessary to pat down Ms. Dobbs?
Because we're not allowed to unless we believe that there's a reason, like a weapon. And at that time, I did not believe she had a weapon. I have no reason to believe she has a weapon.
But you did testify earlier that you believed that my client, Mr. Aragon, and Ms. Dobbs were involved in prostitution or narcotics, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So you also stated that you knew Ms. Dobbs from previous interactions regarding narcotics, correct?
Yes.
So wouldn't it seem reasonable to believe that she had narcotics at this point?
There's a possibility.
Do you think that possibility is higher than if you were to stop some random person at HEB?
Yes.
Okay. Several times during this video, I would say, and I'm going to summarize instead of showing you them on video for efficiency's sake. But if you don't recall, I can show you on the video. At 8:20, you asked Ms. Dobbs. Ms. Dobbs asked if she can sit in the back of the patrol unit, and you say no because then you'd have to search her.
Yes.
All right. And then at 13:08, you tell the other officer that you don't want him to search her side because you don't want to find anything. Correct?
I can't recall if I said because I don't want to find anything.
Yeah, and I'm gonna track to 13:08.
No, I don't want to. Yeah, because she would fit in there.
We'll pause at 13:25. So you're correct. You say I don't want to because she was sitting there. Why didn't you want to because she was sitting there?
I can't recall the exact reason. I know once I located the narcotics, I was kind of zoned in that. Another reason is I believe some of the people we interact with, they kind of use the whole medical episode as a tactic to kind of throw officers off. And I believe that might have something to do with it. Kind of looking at the video now, I maybe should have conducted a search.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm gonna track to 16:30, sort of where we were leaving off before.
I get even asked, I would rather you just, I don't want you any more involved than you ask me, okay? I appreciate you.
Okay, so and then now this is the third time that you've mentioned, you said you don't want EMS involved because you don't want her involved anymore. Why don't you want her involved anymore?
Can't recall the exact reason why. I know I was trying to move along with the investigation. Whether she looked to be sick or she was telling me that she was sick, I kind of wanted just to move on because she was saying that she was having a medical episode.
So Ms. Dobbs states she doesn't have narcotics and you believe her and we don't ever do a pat down or search. My client says he doesn't have narcotics. What's the difference? Why don't you believe my client?
It's not that I don't or do believe him. What I do believe is that they were coming out of a known motel that is known to use and sell narcotics. And prior, he was also leaving other motels that for the same reason of my belief. And that's why.
So that description you just stated goes for Ms. Dobbs as well, correct?
It does.
if she's a known prostitute and or narcotics user, do you believe that that increases her reliability as a witness or an informant, or decreases her reliability as a witness or an informant?
I can't say for sure. I wouldn't know.
If somebody's a known heroin user and they're afraid they're going to get arrested, do you think they're more likely to lie or less likely to lie?
They're more likely to lie.
I'm going to continue to allow the video to play for a few more minutes.
Isabel, you want to take anything else? Yeah, that's fine. It's not tested. But you don't want to talk, so I'm not gonna talk if you don't want to talk. If you want to talk, you let me know. Was it? Did you give me two? Right? Oh, my bad. I just want to. Where's the this time? They're called Astro Club. Yeah, Astro. Yeah, Central Hospital. I got the expensive bills like they might have to buy a bunch of boxes. I thought like 3 boxes. Oh, okay. So I bought it. Nice stuff. Yeah, very good. I don't even know where kids go, but they go to the gas house or something and walk back. I mean, I'm trying my best not to take you to jail, bro. Literally, I could have gone through all your shit.
So pausing here at 1740, I believe you say, I'm trying my best not to take you to jail, girl. I could have or should have gone through all your shit. So at this point, you believe you could have taken her to jail, but you're deciding not to. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
We'll have no exact. I mean, I don't have probable cause to effect an arrest on her.
but you seem to believe that if you had searched her based on your statement, that you would have gotten probable cause to arrest her because you would have found drugs.
Possibly.
Okay. And earlier during testimony, you testified that the reason that you felt like you had reasonable suspicion to search that vehicle was based on the word of Leslie Dobbs, who said there was drugs in the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And so just to clarify the situation we're in, we have a pullover. There's a passenger in the vehicle who you state their word is the reason you're searching the vehicle. And based on 4 instances laid out here before the court, it seems that you know this person uses drugs, is a heroin user, possible prostitute, and that is going to be your reliable source for the reasonable suspicion to search my client's vehicle.
It's gonna be my reasonable suspicion or probable cause in general to search the vehicle. Yes.
From her word.
Her word. Yes. I believe at that time I was allowed to. Yes.
And Your Honor, I'm going to just jump. We're at 1740, and unless there's an objection, I'm going to jump all the way to the 40-minute mark, and I just have like 2 more minutes there.
Those things that I'm just gonna put the weight in. Yeah, I mean, she told me, she's like, yeah, it's cold, that he just picked up. He's been all over the motels, and I've been waiting to knock him down. And she's a really well-known prostitute, but she has a like, you can tell me where that, and you go, and it was like the headline. I would never.
So here you state to the female officer who showed up, that's testing the narcotics, that she's a well-known prostitute and user, correct?
Yes.
At any point, did you ever tell anybody that like she was a really reliable confidential informant, or she, giving you information before that you relied on? Did you say that to anybody?
No.
This time?
No.
Okay. And you said you had seen my client all over the motels and been waiting to knock him down. You pulled him over for lack of registration.
Yes.
What was preventing you from pulling him over for lack of registration earlier in the day when you saw him all over the motels?
Our call load, our call for services.
Okay.
That's priority over that.
So it's just opportunity.
The call for services are priority. Yes.
I'm gonna move back over here. Now, at any point that we didn't see, did you ever ask Miss Dobbs how she knew the drugs were there, or if she saw those drugs being bought, or if she saw those drugs being hidden, or any of those questions?
I don't believe so.
Okay. If you had searched Miss Dobbs and found drugs, do you believe that could have given you reasonable suspicion to search my client's vehicle?
If I would have found narcotics on her,
On her or in her belongings?
I don't think so. No, it would just be her.
Just be her, even if her belongings were in the vehicle?
Correct.
Okay. Was there anything stopping you from calling a female officer in order to do a pat down or a full search of Miss Dobbs?
In my experience, most of my stops I do, I kind of look at the call load and look what female officers are available. We're very limited on them. So I try not to pull them away from taking calls or bring them to my traffic stops if it's not absolutely necessary.
But it became, I guess, based on the load and everything you're observing, it became necessary to call a female officer for the narcotics?
I did not call for a female officer for a narcotics test.
Okay. It was just happened to be a female officer.
Yes.
And would that officer have been able to search Miss Dobbs if Miss Dobbs was still on scene?
If given the opportunity, yes.
All right, pass the witness.
State.
Officer Vega, defense counsel discussed reliability of Ms. Dobbs quite a bit. Do you have any reason to not believe Ms. Dobbs regarding what she tells you?
I have no reason to know.
In fact, Ms. Dobbs did admit to you she did have paraphernalia on her, correct?
At least so.
Yeah. And then where she stated the drugs were, that proved to be reliable, correct?
Yes.
Without Ms. Dobbs telling you where that were, do you believe you would have had a more difficult time finding those drugs?
Yes.
No, all right, pass the witness.
No further questions, Jeff.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes, Judge.
All right, you may step down.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, do you have another witness?
State calls Joshua Primiano. Stand up there by the
I'm
Alma.
sorry, please take a seat here. All right, you can have a seat. There's a square microphone that's up there. If you could put that somewhere on your person, it's for the court reporter to hear. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Officer Joshua Permiano.
All right, state, you may proceed.
Officer Premiano, how are you presently employed?
I'm currently employed with the San Antonio Police Department.
Were you involved in a case under SAPD 25016413?
Yes, ma'am.
What were the scope of your duties in that case?
I was a patrol officer assigned with Officer Vega as I was probationary rider at the time.
So in this case, what did you do?
I acted mostly as cover for Officer Vega while he interviewed the driver and passenger of the vehicle.
So as cover, did you stay with Miss Dobbs throughout this call?
I stayed with Miss Dobbs and the driver of the vehicle separately, depending upon who Officer Vega was talking to at the time.
Okay. At any time during this call, did you observe Miss Dobbs place anything in the headliner of the vehicle?
No, ma'am.
Did Miss Dobbs at any time inform you of drugs in the vehicle?
No, ma'am.
I pass the witness.
Officer, were you with Officer Vega the entire night?
Yes, sir.
Did you all observe my client going in and out of motels?
Yes, sir.
What was the last motel that you saw my client?
It was out of the Tejas Motel, I believe, sir.
And did you observe my client go into that motel?
I did not see him go into the motel. We saw him exit with the vehicle, sir.
Okay. But you didn't see them go in or out of that motel?
Not into any rooms from where we were, sir, no.
And that's true for all the motels you saw their vehicle in?
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
No further questions, Judge.
All right, is this witness excused?
Yes.
All right, you may step down if you'll leave that behind, please.
Ma'am.
Any other witnesses state?
No, Judge.
All right, do you rest?
Yes, state rep.
Defense, any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor.
All right, defense, do you rest?
We do.
All right, the court will hear argument. Defense is your motion. You may proceed.
Your Honor, can I be seated or you?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Whichever is more comfortable.
Your Honor, this was a pullover for registration. My client denies any drug use or any wrongdoing, as evidence in the videos. The pat down shows negative results. There's no weapons, no drugs. He clearly states that he does not want to submit to a search of the vehicle or answer any questions. Alone, a registration violation does not indication of drug use or any other legal activity aside from not having a registered vehicle. As indicated in the video or as seen in the video, I know the passenger at some point does indicate that my client has drugs, but the passenger on initial questioning says there are no drugs in the video, denies any further drugs. The investigation continues beyond that. And I don't know how to categorize the reason for that. It seems like, based on testimony from Officer Vega, a hunch, and he continues to press. Upon removing Ms. Dobbs from the vehicle, the passenger gives what I would describe as a bare bones tip, where she says he has drugs. And he asks if it's a personal type, and she whispers personal. It's really hard to understand, but I think that's what she says. Not only is it a bare bones tip, but it lacks a lot of reliability. I think it is fair to say that Ms. Dobbs is an extremely unreliable witness. As in the own words of Officer Vega, she's a well-known heroin user and prostitute in the area. She has lots of reasons to say whatever she has to say to not get arrested. The fact is that the officer testified that the only source of reasonable suspicion on which to search that vehicle came from her, like I said, bare bones tip that he has drugs. The passenger gives no indica of reliability. The officer is extremely familiar with her. I know he states that he'd seen her in the last 6 months, but that familiarity seems to go beyond that. He refuses to search her. I believe a search of her could have improved her reliability because if she was already in custody, then her reasons for lying might have been diminished. But it's very clear that the officer assumes that any search of her will lead to her arrest. And he seems dedicated to trying to avoid that arrest. the state is going to make a totality of the circumstance argument stating that the in and out of the hotels and where he was and who he is with is what gives a reasonable suspicion. But it's important to note the totality of the circumstance requires that the source of the information comes from a reliable source. Again, the officer narrows down what his source of reasonable suspicion is to her testimony or to her stating that there's drugs in the vehicle. So I would argue that there is no reliability in this case and that the totality of the circumstances argument should fail based on testimony from the officer and the evidence we observed. Your Honor, we're going to ask under the Fourth Amendment, the U.S. Constitution, and Article 1 of the Texas Constitution that you find that there was no reasonable suspicion or probable cause to make this arrest and that you suppress any evidence thereafter.
All right, State.
Your Honor, defense is correct in the fact that I am going to make an argument based on the totality of the circumstances, but because of the totality of the circumstances, we're going to ask that you deny defense's motion. Officer Vega testified that he observed Mr. Aragon's black Cadillac visit multiple hotels along Roosevelt, the Everclean, the Tejas, as well as the Royal Inn. These motels, he testified, are commonly associated with prostitution and drug activity. Officer Vega, he conducted a search of the record search of the vehicle and discovered that the registration was expired for several months. At that point, he did do a stop on the vehicle. When he conducted the stop, he observed Mr. Aragon and Miss Dobbs in the vehicle. He knows Miss Dobbs to be a prostitute and somebody that frequents the hotels the motels that he just observed the vehicle at throughout his B shift. Officer Vega testified that the owner of the vehicle is Mr. Aragon. He testified that when he asked Dobbs out of the vehicle, well, first, let me back up. When he first made contact with Miss Dobbs and asked her if she had any drugs on, or he had any drugs on him, Mr. Aragon, she said no. At the time that he asked her out of the vehicle, she then does tell him that Mr. Aragon has drugs and it was for personal use. Officer Vega testified that SAPD has a policy against searching or doing pat downs of females. That's SAPD policy. So while I guess in theory he could have called for a female officer, he stated on the stand that he didn't because of the caseload that they were experiencing on January 25th, 2025. The state would assert to you that defense can't have it both ways, Your Honor. He can't on the one hand say that, well, you could have called dispatch for a female officer, but then that would have been prolonging the stop because the reason was for this vehicle violation, and then PC was developed once she made the admission that there were drugs in the vehicle. Officer Vega gave Mr. Aragon an opportunity to be honest, but he declined to answer any questions regarding what he was doing with Miss Dobbs other than just driving around. But he testified that he believed that they were engaged either in narcotic or prostitution criminal activity. When he did this search, he discovered the drugs in the headliner of the vehicle. He testified that this was on the driver's side of the vehicle and it was where the windshield met the interior lining. He also testified that he observed what felt to be like a crack pipe in that same lining. Based on the totality of the circumstances, Your Honor, we would assert to you that he had care, custody, and control of these drugs since it was his vehicle, and based on the location in the car, we would just ask that you deny the defendant's motion to suppress based on these reasons.
All right, defense, it's your motion, so you have final argument.
Your Honor, I don't have any further to add.
All right, thank you. All right, this is what the court will do. I will make my ruling on Monday. Defense, are you available on Monday?
Let me double check, Your Honor.
All right. And the reason being, I want to have a chance to review State's Exhibit number 1.
Your Honor, is it? Yes,
Oh,
I can make it
if you're not available on Monday, just let me know. We can put it on a different day. If you will, I want to make a ruling before the month is out. So if both of you will go, Ms. Ferguson is actually in her office. If you'll go there and obtain a date from her,
Thank you, Your Honor.
then we'll come back and she'll be able to get your client a reset form.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.